In 2017, two friends, Patrick Bet-David and Kendall Clay, launched a financial education company. Their mission was to close the gap between rich and poor by educating people about money. While working on this project, they discovered that there was another gap. A gap in the personal finance space for people who made more than $1 million a year. So they came up with an idea to fill this gap. What if they had a podcast where they interviewed the most successful entrepreneurs and investors and asked them how they built their fortunes? This is how the Valuetainment podcast was born. Valuetainment has since grown to become one of the top 10 business podcasts in the world. And in today's episode, we're going to look at some of the best lessons from the show that will help you build your own wealth. Lesson No. 1. The importance of hard work. Most people think that rich people are rich because they were born into it or because they got lucky. But the truth is that hard work is the most important factor when it comes to building wealth. If you want to be rich, you have to be willing to work harder than everyone else. It's not enough to just be smart or well-connected. You need to be willing to put in the hours and make the sacrifices necessary to achieve your goals. A great example of this is the story of Nigerian-American billionaire Dr. Toyin Cole. Dr. Cole is the founder and chairman of Sahara Group, a leading Pan-African conglomerate with interests in oil and gas, power, aviation, and agriculture. He's also the author of the book Our Time Will Come, which tells the story of his rise from humble beginnings to becoming one of the richest men in Africa. Dr. Cole's story is one of hard work, determination, and resilience. He didn't let his difficult childhood or the challenges he faced as a businessman stop him from achieving his dreams. In fact, he used these obstacles as fuel to drive him forward. When people told him that he was too ambitious or that his goals were unrealistic, he just worked harder and proved them wrong. As Dr. Cole himself said, ambition without action is a daydream. To build wealth, you need to be ambitious and take action towards your goals. Don't just sit around and wish for success. Go out and make it happen. Lesson 2. The power of focusing on others. Another key ingredient to building wealth is a strong focus on others. This means putting the needs of others first and helping them succeed. When you focus on others, you create a win-win situation where everyone involved benefits. This approach can lead to exponential growth and success, both personally and professionally. Take, for example, the story of Canadian billionaire Guy Laliberte. Laliberte is the founder of Cirque du Soleil, a world-renowned entertainment company that has produced some of the most spectacular shows in history. From humble beginnings as a street performer, Laliberte went on to create a global empire that has brought joy to millions of people around the world. One of the keys to his success was his focus on others. Laliberte always put the needs of his customers, employees, and partners first. He was constantly looking for ways to improve their experience and make them feel valued. This focus on others led to strong relationships and partnerships that helped him grow his business exponentially. For example, Laliberte was able to secure the support of major corporations like Ford and GM. By offering them unique entertainment experiences that showcased the power of Cirque du Soleil. Similarly, he formed a close relationship with Disney CEO Michael Eisner, who became a major investor in the company. By focusing on others and creating win-win situations, Laliberte was able to build a billion-dollar fortune while making countless people happy. To focus on others, you need to be selfless and put the needs of others before your own. This doesn't mean that you should be a doormat and take advantage of, but it does mean that you should be willing to help others and make sacrifices when necessary. By doing this, you'll create strong relationships that will benefit both you and those around you.
Lesson 3.
Taking calculated risks. Taking calculated risks is another important factor to consider when trying to build wealth. Most successful people today have done something that scared them at some point in their lives. Whether it's quitting a stable job to start a business or investing in a risky venture, taking risks is often a necessary part of the journey to building wealth. However, it's important to note that the key here is calculating the risk. You don't want to go gung-ho and make reckless decisions without thinking things through. You want to weigh the potential rewards against the potential risks and make a decision based on the facts. For instance, take the story of billionaire and professional sports team owner Mark Cuban. Cuban is known for his savvy business sense and for being willing to take risks. One of his most famous investments was in the NBA's Dallas Mavericks. Cuban bought the team in 2004 at then record $280 million. even though many people thought that the price was too high. At the time, the NBA was not considered a hot commodity, and many people believed that professional basketball was a dying sport. But Cuban saw the potential in the game and in the team and took a chance on them. His investment paid off in a big way when the Mavericks won the NBA championship in 2011. Not only did Cuban make a significant return on his investment, but he also became one of the most popular owners in professional sports. Cuban's story illustrates the importance of taking calculated risks when trying to build wealth. Do your research, weigh the potential rewards against the potential risks, and make a decision based on the facts. Don't just gamble away your money on a whim. If you do this, you may end up missing out on the opportunities that could have made you rich. Lesson 4. The importance of financial literacy. Financial literacy is perhaps the most important factor when it comes to building wealth. If you don't understand basic financial concepts, such as budgeting, saving, investing, and debt management, it will be very difficult to accumulate wealth. That's why it's so important to educate yourself about money and personal finance. There are a ton of great resources out there, including books, courses, and podcasts. Take the time to learn as much as you can about money so that you can make smart financial decisions. One person who understands the importance of financial literacy is billionaire, businessman and philanthropist Bill Gates. Gates is the co-founder of Microsoft and one of the richest people in the world, but he didn't get there by accident. Gates has been financially literate since he was a young man, and he credits his understanding of money as one of the keys to his success. In fact, Gates has been quoted as saying, "Most people overestimate their ability to handle money." This is a sentiment that I couldn't agree with more. Many people have no idea how to manage their finances, and they end up spending everything they earn instead of investing it. This is a surefire way to stay poor. But if you take the time to learn about money and develop good financial habits, you'll be setting yourself up for success. Like Gates, it's never too early to start learning about money. So if you're young, start educating yourself now so that you can be better prepared for the future. And if you're not so young, it's never too late to start. Even a little bit of knowledge can make a big difference. These are just a few of the many lessons that can be learned from the Valuetainment podcast. If you're interested in learning more about how to build wealth, I highly recommend checking out the show. You will get to hear from some of the most successful people in the world and learn firsthand how they built their fortunes. And who knows, maybe you'll even get some inspiration along the way. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching.